So the first thing that you'll see in your box is the monthly bilingual book. This is super important because it really is the centerpiece for the box. Everything that you see, all the activities, the games, the manipulatives, all support the text. So your child will read the story or listen to the story and kind of go on a learning adventure as they pull key vocabulary and dive deeper into the text through the activities that you'll find in the box. We strive for our literacy and our math activities to accomplish 3 goals, which is to make learning fun and language acquisition easy, to support the text, which we just saw, and to develop age-appropriate academic skills. So a few examples of some literacy activities that you may see in a box. Right here I have a puzzle, and this would be, the learning objective would be initial sounds. So you have the puzzle with different letters, and you would use different pieces. For example, this is the cacto, and you would have your child listen for the initial sound in the word cacto. K, k, k is what you're looking for. And so when they hear k, 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 they need to find the letter that goes with that sound, which will hopefully help them to place the cacto in the correct spot on the puzzle. This is one literacy activity. Another thing that you'll see in your monthly box are vocabulary cards. So these are taken from the book. Here's some examples for them. They can be used in many ways, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into gross motor. But these are all taken from the book and support the text. Okay, an example of a math activity. Here I have centered around that same bilingual text, Mis Colores, My Colors, My World. Here's a picture of a cactus, also a vocabulary vocabulary word. Up at the top it says I, and then there's a box, flores en el cacto. And so what the child is going to do, they have number cards that they receive in their box. Maybe they'll pull the number 4. They can pick a card from the stack, put it in here, and that will help them create a sentence structure to practice, both adults and kids alike. Hay 4 flores en el cacto. So then, with our learning manipulatives, they can place 4 flowers on the cactus. Hard for me to do with one hand, but you get the idea. So there's one math activity. We really want kids to be in the driver's seat of their learning. We want their learning to be hands-on, them to be completely engaged, because that's how kids learn best, through play and through getting in there and exploring on their own. So we like to include STEM exploration. We include in the caja, the bigger version of the box, we include a nonfiction reader. And so this also supports the text, the main text for the month, but in a nonfiction way. And this is about colors. And another example of a manipulative they might receive would be for STEM exploration, would be these color petals. They can mix to see what 2 colors, what color 2 colors make. They can explore on their own. They can explore with your support. So this is an idea of STEM exploration. At Hola Amigo, we think it is super important for kids to be learning. They have a ton of energy, and we want to channel that and use it in a way that helps them to learn and have fun. They're kids, and they should have fun, and they should move. So an example of a game that they might play for gross motor. Here I have some vocabulary cards. They're color cards. So what you can do is mix them up. Have the child choose one from the stack. And let's see, here we have, we'll pull green. So we have the green card, verde. So a game that you could play with them would be, we are going to go outside, or we're going to be in our house, wherever you are, and we are going to go and find something verde. The next time you could say, we are going to jump to find something verde. We are going to run to find something verde. We're going to skip to find something verde. We're going to, the options are really endless of how you could get them moving. And so that's a gross motor game. Another thing that I like to do with my kids whenever we're learning new words is we try to use our body to make sense of the vocabulary. So if it's a new word like el pájaro, and this is a blue bird, a pájaro azul, we're going to make a movement with our body that helps us to understand and remember what the word actually means. So it could be we're going to chirp like a bird, or we're going to put our hands out like this, like we're flying like a bird. Honestly, kids are awesome at creating their own ideas, and the most important thing is that it makes sense to them and helps them remember the word. So as long as it makes sense to them, you're good to go. Another perk to subscribing to the box is that you have access to members-only videos and tutorials. So everything that you see in the box has an online video that shows you how to implement it at home, how you can do it with your child. It gives you key phrases and terms that you can use when you're teaching the lesson, or if you are more comfortable having your child watch the video. In the beginning portion of the video tutorials, it's in English to give instructions to the adult, and then once that is over, the video starts in complete Spanish, so it provides an opportunity for your learner to have at home a Spanish immersion lesson. And so the person in the video will be using different contextual cues and objects they may have in their hand gestures, that sort of thing, to make sense of what they're teaching, which is how your child will help to acquire the language. Arts and crafts help us make a memory of our learning, and they're just super fun to do. Kids love them. So an example of some arts and crafts you might see in the box, this is a sun. This is also for the Mis Colores, Mi Mundo book, the My Colors, My World book. They have these different colors of streamers. You can reinforce vocabulary using your color cards. You could pull a yellow color card and ask them to find the amarillo, the ribbon that is amarillo to put on, or you could just let them do it however they choose, however they please. Another example of a craft that we also kind of cross over with STEM and the color mixing. Here is, they receive a piece of paper, they receive a container of sand, and then 2 different colors, and this is powder paint, so you just add some water at home, shake it up, and you're ready to go. You can see that they painted one section with the blue, and then this lower section with the pink. And the way they got purple was by coming back to the stem and the color paddles, is that they mixed those to kind of enhance that learning that we already talked about in a different area of the box. And the exciting part of the box is that you'll receive a card that has recommendations for different resources and song suggestions. We love learning music with song. It is really fun for kids. It gets them up and moving, and it helps to acquire language quickly because they enjoy it while they're doing it. So that list will be found on a card inside your box, and then additionally online where the video tutorials are. And that will have complete with links so that you can click on them, you're ready to go, and you can implement those at home in addition to everything you're doing in your monthly box. One of the greatest parts of piecing together and planning each and every box is carefully and intentionally selecting not only the activities that are in the box, but the manipulatives that we're using. We want them to be high quality and that will last for years to come and will allow for hours and hours of fun play. So these, for example, this is just one example of the mini manipulatives that you'll receive, but these can be used to sort by color, they can be used for the math activity, they can be used as kind of more of a STEM building activity as they piece together like this. There's just lots of options. We want to provide those to you. We want your child to have fun and enjoy the kind of the surprise that they get each month. Another great reason to be part of the Hola Amigo family is that you will be part of an online support group for families who just want to share things that they've accomplished at home with their box, what they're learning, questions that they may have, people who are curious to know how it's going for other families, and then of course to share celebrations. We love to celebrate with you, and most importantly, we are here with you every step of the way. We want to be here to help you and to empower you to raise a bilingual learner.